Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Andy Cohen reacts to joke about creating Real Housewives show in prison after Karen Huger's sentencing. Well, another star from Bravo's Real Housewives is headed to jail. Karen Huger, who stars in The Real Housewives of Potomac, was sentenced to 2 years in jail, with 1 year suspended. She was arrested on March 19, 2024, for a DUI. Back in December 2024, Karen was convicted of driving under the influence and several other charges. So, when someone made a joke about Karen's prison sentence, Andy Cohen wasn't in the mood. When writer Gary Janetti made a joke via his Instagram about the latest housewife's legal problem, Andy wasn't thrilled. Queens of Bravo shared the post on Instagram. Can't they put all the housewives serving time in the same prison and just do a show from there? Gary asked. Well, Andy popped up in the comments section. Too soon, Gary, he replied. But Gary would not be deterred. Something to think about, he responded to Andy. Then Lisa Rinna entered the comments. She posted Gary. Maybe Gary needs to learn to read the room. Or maybe the two secretly enjoyed the shade. Of course, Gary is married to celebrity stylist Brad Goreski. It seems that Gary hit Andy in a soft spot, coming amid news of Karen's 1-year prison sentence. And Karen isn't the only housewife doing time at the moment. Jen Shah of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City began serving her 6.5-year sentence in February 2023. Her release date has now been set for November 3, 2026, thanks to good conduct time, which has shaved time off her sentence. Plus, Real Housewives of New Jersey star Teresa Giudice and her former husband, Joe Giudice, pled guilty to federal fraud charges. So, Teresa served 11 months at camp, returning home in December 2015. Meanwhile, Joe served 41 months in prison and was deported to Italy. Andy Cohen reacts to joke about creating Real Housewives show in prison after Karen Huger's sentencing. Andy Cohen, the charismatic and often candid executive producer and host of Bravo's Watch What Happens Live, has always been a man of quick wit and even quicker comebacks. His ability to weave humor into the sometimes chaotic world of reality television has made him not only a household name, but also a central figure in the world of The Real Housewives. So, when a recent joke emerged about Cohen potentially creating a new version of the Real Housewives series in prison, following Karen Huger's sentencing, it's no surprise that Cohen was quick to respond in true Andy style. Karen Huger, one of the iconic stars of The Real Housewives of Potomac, found herself in hot water recently due to her involvement in a highly publicized legal case. While her sentencing wasn't the outcome many had expected, it did provide plenty of fodder for the tabloids and social media. But as often happens in the world of reality TV, drama aside, some chose to take the situation with a grain of salt and make light of it. Among the more humorous takes was the idea that Andy Cohen might launch a new Real Housewives series set entirely in prison. The joke, which started circulating after Huger's sentencing, quickly took on a life of its own. Fans of the show began speculating about the possibility of a Real Housewives spin-off, set in the most unlikely of places, behind bars. Imagine a cast of high-maintenance women swapping designer clothes for prison jumpsuits, hosting dinner parties on stolen trays, and throwing shade while plotting their next big escape. The internet, naturally, couldn't get enough of this idea, and memes soon flooded social media. On a recent episode of Watch What Happens Live, Cohen was asked about the joke and whether there was any truth to the rumors of a Real Housewives prison edition. With a mischievous grin, Cohen leaned into the absurdity of it all, clearly entertained by the notion. I mean, I've always said that reality TV is a reflection of life, and what better way to capture real life than to take the drama where it's never gone before? Cohen quipped. He paused for a moment, as if considering the potential for a new show. Could you imagine? A new Real Housewives series set in the clink. We'd need to have a few conversations with the guards about how to shoot that one, but I'm not ruling it out. As the crowd erupted into laughter, Cohen couldn't resist adding, "Honestly, I think the women would do great in prison." You've got women who are already experts at running the show, managing their drama, and throwing epic shade. I think prison would be the perfect setting for them to thrive. His playful response, delivered with the signature Cohen charm, left everyone wondering whether he was serious or just taking a jab at the ridiculousness of the Real Housewives prison spin-off has now become a running gag within Bravo circles, with fans continuously imagining the chaotic dynamics of women accustomed to luxury now dealing with the harsh realities of prison life. While some took it as a fun bit of commentary on the absurdity of reality TV itself, others have leaned into the idea, creating memes, fan art, and even mock trailers of what Real Housewives Prison Edition could look like. One fan-created mock-up of the show's opening credits featured shots of women in orange jumpsuits, pulling off extravagant prison yard fashion and having dramatic confrontations over cafeteria food. It was over the top, as expected, with Real Housewives brand staples like expensive jewelry, with a prison twist, and intense stare-downs between rival women. The internet was having a field day, and Cohen, ever the showman, couldn't help but keep the banter alive. I mean, you've got the right mix of personalities. Cohen continued during the Watch What Happens live interview. Imagine Karen Huger, who is as smooth as silk, navigating the high-stakes world of prison politics. And let's not forget about Giselle Bryant. She's an expert in creating drama, so I'm sure she could run a prison gang. We might have to change the format a little, but it could be gold. While Cohen may have been poking fun, there was no denying that the idea of Real Housewives in a prison setting tapped into the outrageous spirit that's made the franchise so successful over the years. The Real Housewives series is built on larger-than-life personalities and unimaginable situations, so the thought of it taking place in the most high-security setting imaginable seemed oddly fitting. Some fans even began pitching their dream cast for the potential spin-off. "Give me Teresa Giudice from New Jersey. I want to see her throw elbows in a prison yard," one fan tweeted. "Can you imagine Tamra Judge running a cell block?" "I'm here for it," another joked. And, of course, the concept of prison glam. Women in high heels and full makeup, serving fierce looks while behind bars, quickly became a favorite online trend. It's clear that Real Housewives fans love to speculate, and they love to imagine their favorite stars in increasingly ridiculous scenarios. But Cohen's reaction to the joke about Real Housewives in prison showed that he's not only willing to play along, but also knows exactly how to keep his audience entertained. It's this combination of self-awareness and wit that has helped Cohen maintain his position at the helm of one of the most successful and enduring reality TV franchises in history. As for the future of the Real Housewives franchise, there's no indication that a prison edition is actually in the works. But with Andy Cohen behind the scenes, one can never be entirely sure. One thing's for certain, even when it comes to a joke as absurd as Real Housewives in prison, Cohen knows how to keep people talking. Whether or not the idea will ever come to fruition remains to be seen, but if the fans have their way, we might just see a whole new chapter of the franchise. After all, if there's one thing Cohen has proven, it's that there's always room for a little more drama. And when it comes to reality TV, there's no such thing as too much.